Hello everyone, hi, it's Rose. I'm working in my studio summer journal today. What I'm going to be making, you should be able to use with any of the kits that I have created on my site. I'm using the pages that have the larger tags on them, and so you can also make them using pattern paper. And with the Studio Summer Collection, you can get this paper in the Facebook group. And you can get these patterns in the Just Because section of my Ko-Fi shop. I'll probably have an additional kind of treat for you as a Freya Friday freebie that goes along with this. So make sure you check the description box below. Please excuse the ink I had to fight with my printer today, but we're gonna basically cut this out. It's printed double-sided, and I'm just using this as the base of my folio. I'm going to be making 4 folios, and what I would like is to be able to show you different ideas of layouts in the inside of your folio and way to put them together so that you'll have enough ideas to be able to create your own mix and match folio. I need one for each one of my signatures in my Studio Summer Journal. So we'll do 2 using the template and 2 using just regular background papers. So you are welcome to work with any of your papers to do this, or any of the kits that I have. So now that we have these cut out here, what we'll need to do is score them. Just gonna score right along here. Let's see. Basically folding it into 3. Okay, so I've got that one, this one. So there are actually 3 that come in the add-on kit. And this is the same size paper. We're just going to fold this one also into 3 so that I can show you that what you can do is actually create this with the same page. Okay, so one of the very first decisions that I need to make when I'm creating a folio is how am I going to attach it, or how am I going to be putting it in my journal? Am I going to just, is it going to be a standalone thing? Is it going to be a gift in a card? That's an option, definitely, for sure. Is it going to be attached somehow? And what is that going to look like, so that it determines kind of what my structure of my folio is. This is just a 3-page folio, and of course we can make it more pages than that. So the first thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to make this one here. Let's call these, let's see, I'll make this one here. I'm going to actually add a page so that I can be showing you how to add a page. Okay, so we're going to need to pay attention now to how we attach this. We're going to be attaching this to our journal. And let's see, on this one, this is the one that it just is your paper, however we're going to do it. What I'm going to do is just make this, I'm going to use a plate to kind of give me a shape here. This makes, so I'm just going to use this to kind of gently create an edge here on this one. And cut it out. Just want you to see how interchangeable the options are for creating a folio. So now this is the edge for this one. Okay. I think this one will probably place directly in the journal because we could put it there also, right? Flip it that way. We could flip it this way. It could become a flip, right? It could flip around a page. I want you to see that these ideas that I'm going to give you are kind of like a mix and match recipe that you can substitute to make folios and flips and flaps and page wraparounds from these, okay? So this is one edge. The first thing I want to do is be able to add something here where this curved spot is going to, you know, fold over and fold in. And I wanted to have something that felt like an envelope on this side. So what you do when you want to add something is you want to make sure that you are, I'm going to use this paper here for 2 parts of this. And all I'm going to do first here, let's see. I like this one, I think, right here. So I'm just going to trace my edge here that I'm going to cut off, right? And let's see, before I do that, I need to make sure that I have a little bit of a lip to tuck underneath. So what I'm going to do is, actually this one doesn't need a lip. Or I think we're okay. Yep. You might have to trim it once I get it to the spot here. Okay. And since what I wanted to do is make this a tuck spot, what I'm going to do is just create my own little lip here by folding it in half so that what I cut is symmetrical. We're just going to cut like that so that what I now have is something that has a little bit of a lip, and I'll be able to tuck that in. You could create, so I'm just going to add glue along my edge. So honestly, when you're doing a folio or pockets or interactive pieces, some of these glue bottles that have the end on it that is pointed, like my Art Glitter glue has that, so does my Barely Arts glue. This is Art Glitter glue in a new tube. I may need to trim after. Yeah. It's actually fairly okay. Okay, so there's that piece. And then I'm gonna make a belly band here, and I'm just gonna use 4 pieces of this strip of the one that I cut off. I love these little bands on the edge for that purpose. That is one purpose. Them. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm also going to ink this up. So let me be very clear here. So the first option that you'll have for any of your folios will be to create a pocket. And you can use this could be square, okay, or it can match here. I'm actually going to just add this, and I think I'm going to actually yeah. Okay, so it's a pocket with a belly band is one panel. Two that matches. So what I'm going to do is I want it just a little bit smaller than my actual page. So the same height, but see how this is just a little bit smaller because it's going to fold in. So I just want to mark that. We'll cut this the right height here. It's just a little bit shorter. And what I'm going to do is I'm folding here before I cut it. Paying attention to my edges. And you can see I did that because what I want to do is just create a little bit of a lip for this to tuck underneath here. So there's my fold, and I'm just going to cut so I have a little lip. What's really nice is if you use a coordinating paper, if you kind of stick with that paper when you're creating your folio with these Bohemian style papers, it does make it a little bit easier to do that really quick. It makes it easier to kind of mix and match and make things match if you just stick with the same pattern paper with some of the pieces of it, because then you'll know that you're kind of creating a pattern, cutting as many of the little pieces out of one pattern paper. So I'm just inking my edges here. And because I'm going to want these to match, I'm just going to glue, place glue here. So this is how you're going to add a page. So if you add a page to your folio, this is where you could do it. And honestly, you can add a page wherever you like. I could add it here. I could add it here. I could also add it here, okay? And whichever place that you're going to do it, let's see, I'm gonna place mine here. You'll want the edges to match. See, I've cut that just a little bit short here so that you know that it's kind of a flip. So you could make a flip coming from the bottom. So we'll do that on another one, but on this one, we're just having one that comes from here, okay? And we're gonna cover this piece with something so that what we have is some pockets, I think. Actually, I think we'll use this paper here. I want it to be the same height here, and I'm gonna have it just fit right inside here. But I'm also, because I'm gonna create it as a pocket, what I'm gonna do is allow myself to have a little bit of a lip to tuck underneath. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just get it the right height. And I can kind of tell just by measuring, just I want to come over enough that I know that now that how I've drawn my line, this is about where I would like my page to cut. So I'm just basically using it as a guideline here. Okay. And now I need to kind of make folds here. So the first one, it will determine about the other one. So let's do this. Just gonna score that. We're also going to score this one. And you can see where they connect here. So I folded this edge over here and I'm just placing it along my line where I'm going to want it to fold. And I'm going to bring it in just a little bit and mark the other spot where I'm going to want to score. This will make this pocket just slightly smaller than the actual panel. And then you'll just want to check and make sure that it works inside there, which it does. And make sure that you're able to fold both your sides in. Want a little bit of a lip here also, so I'm just going to put my edges together so that I can kind of mark where the center is, and again cut myself a nice little symmetrical pocket. I'm going to ink the edges. Just going to place that in the middle and give myself a little bit of a guide here on my lip. You know how long that is. You can use your scissors, you can use a knife, you can use whatever you like to kind of just, you want to cut from hole to hole. Right down the center of the hole. And now I'm just going to ink. I'm going to add some glue. I don't know if I like that as far as the pocket goes, so I think I'm just going to trim it right now. Right now we have a pocket here, and we have a flip. Okay. You've got this tiered pocket that will accept items in it. Okay, I think I'm going to use these 3 things to create a set of pockets. You can use these same pockets that I'm going to create using this little strip anywhere in your journal. You could use 4 or you could use 3. This one works great. I'm going to cut it so that what I'm doing is leaving this lip here. Gives it just a little bit of more room at the bottom. And then I'm going to score along this edge. And I'm also going to score where these little guys meet. And then I'm going to score along this edge here also. Okay. I'll just do a little folding. Now let's create a pockets here. So just we need some notches here to know that we're gonna be sticking something in there. So let's see. Use whatever you like to create some notches, and I'm just going to pull them together so that I kind of put them in the same spot. I want them in this, about the center of my pockets. Just like that. Okay, and then I have a row of pockets. I'm going to ink the pockets. Okay. Let's see here. Still so much. So it could go here, but since I have those kind of pockets here, I think what we'll do is either put it here, or let's actually just put it here. Okay. So I'm also, see, I'm putting glue along there. I'm also going to place glue right along the edge. Along there, and then right along this edge also. Right. These tags will fit really cute in here. Oops, I think I forgot to glue the bottom of this here. Yes, I did. I forgot to add glue to the bottom of this one. Let's make sure you get glue on the top and the bottom. I didn't put string and stuff on these tags, but I think that those ones will go really cute right there. Okay. And I'll probably need a sentiment or something here. So, okay, so we've got this panel and this panel. Here, so this one I just made a little envelope flap. And again, how to do the frame pocket is in another video. I'll put the link to that below. But so what I wanted to do on this panel on the back is I wanted to be able to use one of the frames that I use, the Freya Friday frames that is from another video. I want to be able to place this here. Okay, so the previous video, I show how to create some pockets with a window. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this because it matches here and here. I kind of wanted to repeat that color. So I'm going to just This was my spare piece. I think I'm going to just kind of cover it. I'm just going to make my pocket right there. This is the piece that I'm working with. I could also repeat this too here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm also going to use some of this to make this a little envelope. So I'm going to cut a little flap that matches here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make my pocket, and I'm going to make that off camera. You can, if you want to create the same kind of pocket, you can follow along on the video previously. I really want to have, I really enjoy this one right here, so I'm going to just make that. Okay, so I've placed some of the pieces in here just to kind of show you, and just stuffing it. I had to let my battery charge so that I could keep filming, so I stuffed this one off camera. And I wanted to show you how to make a little moving belly band. So I'm just using a scrap piece of paper here, and what I'm going to do is just place it here, and I've traced along here and here where I know that I must make sure that my glue does not get in this spot here. And so I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to my fussy cut that I'm choosing, just on the edge, just barely. That's probably was too much. I'm just gluing the one side, okay. And now I'm going to cut it out. I'm not going to allow the whole thing, but just probably about. You want to give yourself enough of a base, this is enough of a base, that it substantially grabs your gives it stability. So let's see here. Yep, okay, so I'm just going to trim the edges here where it becomes, you can see it, really pretty easy. You could use a circle punch and use a circle on one side. But it's a nice way if you wanted to make it a closure or something that moves. So now I'm just going to place this on, and I'm going to know that what I just need to do here is add some glue, just ever so little. Making sure I don't encroach upon my little guide, right? And then my little guy can move where I want. Just have to take it back there. And then I want to show you how to do some taller pockets, some pockets on the side. So this is just one of the strips from the side of the kit, and I'm just gonna cut it a little bit longer than it needs to be. This is another one of the strips that was extra, so I could use that. I also have some of the pockets from the kit, and I thought, oh, that would make it going this way. So we won't do that. Yeah, I'll just use this one. We'll see. Oh, look, this was my extra. So if I wanted to repeat this pattern, I might put it here. Just have to decide that design-wise. Because I've got it here, and then I've also got it here. Yeah, I think I'll use this. And so this one, I'm just going to do a little rip so that we're on the same page here. It's like this one has a rip, and then we're just going to I think I'm going to repeat the blue. I'm going to ink the edges. Okay, so I've just inked the edge that's going to show. I folded these corners down. You could cut them straight if you wanted to with the other pocket. I think I'm just going to attach it first like that. Just going to want to make sure that it matches at the edge. So I'm just going to trim a little bit on the top. And so on this one, I'm just going to place glue on the top. Edge. A little bit of a tag thing here, but you can see I'll do the last bits of kind of my stylizing here, but that creates pockets there. And then I want to show you this here. So I've just cut apart an envelope here. This is the top part. They were like this. So just cut down the edge. And I'm going to just ink up this edge. I will have to just put a little bit on this edge. And so depending on how I want it to look, I could put it at the top. I probably will kind of put it at the top. So one thing I could do if I wanted to, I'm not sure, I think it's a good idea. I could just add glue here and here and then stick a tag up here, but I think I'm gonna make it contained on this side. If you like, you can add a little closure. Probably do something like that. You have a nice tall pocket. Okay, so let me show you here. I've stylized it a little bit so that we can kind of get an idea of how far I take it before I begin to kind of decide a little bit more. If I already know for sure what I'm doing, then I kind of have known where I'm going to put something or where I'm not. But let me show you folio, right? So one option is to do this and add a closure here, and I thought it would be super cute to add like a pocket there. Okay, so that's one option. Something that I might think that I might like a little more, and it's part of why I like making the folios, is picking a page, right? And so one way to do it, since there's nothing on this side, would be to put glue here and glue here, right? And then we have one page here, and we can tuck something here. And we have a fold out, so we just would need to glue or to decorate this piece here. Another way to do it is to put glue here and glue it here. Right? And have this be the fold out. And just decorate this. So I think the way that I like it is this way. So I'm going to go ahead and add glue. You can do this with any folios that come with different kits. Not complete one part so that you can glue it into your journal at some point. So just made a really awesome page flip. Yeah. Cute little guy. Let's see. He moves. Stuff that here. There's a pocket there, and now there's a pocket here. Oops, I probably need to give it a little more time to dry. Yeah, I peeled that up right away. It's heavy, so I might have to come back with a little bit of the Fabri-Tac. I'm not sure, but you'll end up seeing it in the end. Right. If I had planned, I might have put this here and kept this glued down, which, let's see, I actually think that's what I'm going to do. Never too late. So just going to remove this. I'm going to add glue. now I have a tuck spot here too. Right. And I can show you how my pocket went together. You can really reserve the right to change your mind anytime. So just put that here. This gets slid down into there, and oops. This is my flap, so add glue here, and I'm just gonna see, that's where I wanted it to kind of be its closure, so just gluing that back in like that. Oh boy. Careful on this. Oops. They were so close on that side. Let's see. Figure out what it's catching on. Plenty of room. Okay, let's move on. So right now, just so you kind of see how things go together, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 interchangeable panels for a folio.